Hey guys, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my fourth update for the 20 Favorites in 2020 Project Pan. This is a collaborative project pan that was started by Denise, whose Instagram handle is just some makeup pans. I'll have that down in the description box of this video, as well as the hashtag and the YouTube playlist if you want to go and check out more of this, which I definitely recommend that you do because there's some really great creators participating in this project on YouTube as well as over on Instagram. And basically the premise of this project is that we're working on our favorites from our makeup collection, which is something that was really eye-catching to me because I am a student. I was at school full-time when the project began at the beginning of this year. I was working as well, so it was really appealing to just reach for things that I absolutely love. However, now I'm starting to feel a little bit burnt out by this project because my lifestyle has changed quite a bit. I am working from home. I'm fully at home pretty much all of the time, and I'm not wearing makeup near as much, and I did set myself some pretty big goals assuming that I was going to be consuming makeup in a very different way than I am nowadays. And I did see that Laura, her channel is Laura Force, she decided to change this project up for I think 2 updates ago, and I decided to follow her idea of this project as well. So it's not a rolling project pan until I reach my goal on 10 items in this project. So once I get the count of products that I'm actively using and I have not yet reached my goal on down to 10, that's when it will become a rolling project 10 pan. Not sure if that's going to happen for me, to be quite honest, because like I said, some of my goals are pretty high expectations, but in any case, I do actually have 4 items that I did hit my goal on from my last update, so I will share those with you right now. The first item I hit my goal on is this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade 2 Medium. I talked about this in my products I've hit pan on video, so you guys did get a little sneak peek on that, but as you can see, there is just the tiniest little bit of pan in the very center of the product. I do enjoy this powder, however, I have said in the past that I don't really think that this range is anywhere near inclusive enough. This is the shade medium. I am like a light to medium complexion, and this is perfect for me right now, but if I was a little bit more deep, I'm not too sure that this would work for me. There's only one other shade that's deeper than this one in the range, so it's just not very inclusive. I am going to work my way through this eventually, but for now I will be rolling it out of this project. This next product I also hit my goal on. This is the Milk Kush Fiber Brow Gel in the shade Dutch. I had taken the stopper out of this product quite some time ago. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see. I always try to show these in these updates, but there is nothing left in here anymore, especially considering I did take out the stopper. The tiny little bit of product that's left in here is starting to get quite dry because it has no other product to really like hold on to or get moisture from, and the stopper is out, so I feel like more air is getting into this product every time that I use it. But in any case, there is such minimal amount of product in here that is no longer usable, so I'm really happy to say that this is done. This was a good brow gel. However, I do have the e.l.f. Wow Brow, which is what I'm wearing through my brows today, and I think that it's just as good as this one. I also finished the other brow product I've been focusing on in this project. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Medium Brown. As you can see, it is completely flush with the packaging, and I cannot scroll it up anymore, so there is no usable product left in here, which I'm really excited about. So I didn't really feel any kind of rush when I put this into the project initially. I just knew I wanted to get it used up eventually because it is the only brow pencil that I had in my collection, so I was enjoying using it, but they're not something that I feel like I'm going to need anymore for my brow routine. But I really did want to get it used up after my last update because the spoolie was like loose in the packaging, and somehow, guys, I lost it. Like, I think it must have fallen behind my vanity or something. It is completely gone. I don't know where it went, and that was just a big deterrent to wanting to reach for this product and to enjoy this product, so I'm happy I got it used up and out of my collection and out of my life. And another product that I hit my goal on is this tiny little lip pencil by Bite. This is the lip pencil in the shade 018, and as you can see, it is so itty bitty at this point. I cannot sharpen it using my sharpener anymore because I can't seem to get a grip on it enough to actually spin it in the sharpener, so I used all of the product that I could in the last time I sharpened it, and I am considering this a goal hit for sure because there is nothing else that's usable in this product. I really did enjoy this. Unfortunately, this formula is no longer available. Bite hasn't reformulated their lip pencils now that they are kind of changing up the brand. I really did like using it as a base for lip glosses or just to kind of fill out my lips before putting on a lipstick. But I'm just far too lazy to have to like cocktail lip products on an everyday basis, so I just don't really feel like it's an absolutely essential step in my routine, but I really loved the formula of this one and did enjoy reaching for it very, very frequently when I was focusing on it in this project. And before we hop into all the products that I've made progress on, I have decided that I want to roll out the Balm Mary Luminizer because I had already hit my goal on this. I did want to hit pan on it after I had repressed it. So I have already hit that goal. I hit that goal several updates ago. And as much as I was enjoying tracking the progress on this, I've come to realize now that I am focusing on another highlighter in this project and another highlighter in a different project pan. And I just felt like having 3 focus highlighters was deterring me from using other highlighters from within my collection. And as much as I love this and I want to continue to reach for it, I need to also make space in my routine for other highlighters that I already own. So I'm going to be just putting this back into my collection and just allowing myself to reach for it much more naturally and not feel like obligated to reach for it. So going from the success stories over to the biggest fail of this project for me, I think hands down, this is the Kapari lip glossy in the shade Hibiskiss. And as beautiful as this tinted lip balm is, I've just been forgetting to reach for it. So you can see it's a gorgeous tinted lip balm. It's actually got quite a lot of pigmentation. It's got this like beautiful red berry kind of tone to it. I just keep forgetting to use it. It's something that I have not found a perfect place for in my routine, and it isn't an absolute favorite of mine. I love the plain lip glossy, like just the clear one. And I put this into this project because I do want to work it out of my collection a little bit more quickly than maybe any other gloss in my collection. And this formula is really nice, but the color, I seem to not really want to reach for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself a new goal, which my initial goal was to use this up. I've only used up like the smallest amount of product. I'm down to here right now. So what I'm going to do instead of that is I'm going to set myself a goal to use this 10 times between updates for the rest of the year. So 10 times every 2 months. That's really not a lot of uses, but that way I can probably, hopefully, I'll be able to see a little bit more noticeable progress, and 10 uses in 2 months will be way more than I have used in the last 2 months. So that will definitely be a major improvement for me and help me reach for this far more frequently. And on the other hand, I've been reaching for this lip product so often. This is the Colourpop Lux Lipstick in the shade Tiptoe, which is a beautiful, cool-toned, beigey, nude kind of color. Look at that swatch. It is what I'm wearing on my lips today. I also did mix it in with another lipstick for a cream blush today, and it just is my perfect nude kind of color. It has this coolness, which I wouldn't expect that I would like on my complexion, but it looks so effortless and so natural on me, and I feel like it goes with my skin no matter how fair or how tan I am. Like right now I'm at the most tan that I ever will be, and I feel like it looks like such a good nude on me right now. But in the dead of winter, it still looks so good on me. I love this color. It's like transcendent. It's perfect on me. And I have only the tiniest little nub of it left, so this will for sure get used up. But my progress has been so slow, even though I use this all the time and I love on this lipstick so much. It's just so opaque in one swipe, and it is very long lasting, so I don't often have to reapply it. And I've also been working on this lipstick. This is the Healthy Lip by Physicians formula in the shade Bear With Me. This is a gorgeous liquid lipstick, but I actually tend to prefer it as a cream blush. And I did mix it in with this Colourpop lipstick today as like a little cream blush cocktail, and using this over this past summer has made me really realize that I love using this as a mixer for so many different blushes in my collection. It's just this perfect like warm rosy kind of shade. It has like a hint of peach in it, but it definitely is a rose in my opinion. and it just cocktails so well with other cream blushes that I already own, and it sits really nicely underneath the powder blushes. It's really like brought up my blush game in a way that I wasn't really looking for, and I just feel like this looks so good on my complexion. And I really do love it as a cream blush far more than I love it as a lipstick, and I do like it as a lipstick, but I do find that because it is a liquefied lip, it still gives me quite a harsh line. I've just been preferring a much more softer lip look than what this offers because it is a little bit of a whipped formula, so it can look really harsh, like it can create like a harsh lip line, you know what I mean? I like something that looks a little bit softer these days just because it's a little bit more effortless. But in any case, I do like this as a lipstick a lot as well. I do want to get this used up. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that this year, but that is the goal. And I know there is a conversation happening in the cruelty-free community about whether or not brands like Physicians Formula should be deemed cruelty-free after having entered the Chinese market, now that it's come to light that post-market testing can happen in almost anywhere across the world, any country across the world, not just China. Even if I do deem this brand to be cruelty-free after doing more research than I already have done, I don't think that I'll have a lot of trust in this brand ongoing because I felt like how they approached entering the Chinese market was really sneaky, and the way that they talked to their consumers after having made that choice, it really rubbed me the wrong way. And the same thing with Wet n Wild. They're both owned by the same parent company. And they do differ from brands like First Aid Beauty because they were not honest and upfront about it. And I think that that is the biggest difference to me. And I don't really want to give my dollar to brands that kind of try to pull one over on us as consumers. And this next product is also by Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. I adore this formula and this color so much. This bronzer is actually the second one of this exact formula that I have ever had. I used up an entire one a few years ago, and I honestly thought that I would have been able to hit pan on this sooner because I ran through that one so fast. But I have not yet hit pan on this, which is unfortunate. I really hope that by my next update I will be able to do so, and I imagine that I definitely will be able to because there's no way that I'm not far from pan at this point. And yeah, since we're on that subject, we might as well talk about the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. This is a gorgeous highlighter. I love this color so much. This is the highlighter that I'm wearing today on like this inner portion of my cheeks and up on the top of my cheekbones. I also have it on my chest and like on my shoulders today. I have been bathing myself in this highlighter recently because I think it looks so good on my complexion now that I have a bit more of a tan, and I think that it's just so flattering and so perfect. It's such a beautiful formula. My goal is to use this up this year, and although there is going to be some work needed in order to reach that goal, I do think it's attainable. Like, look how little is left in here now. I did have pan on it rolling it into this project initially, but I have made some serious progress over the last few months, and I will continue to use it right through till the very end of this year, and hopefully it'll be done by the end of this year. Next up is my Duo by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Filmstar Bronze and Glow in the shade Fair to Medium. This is a gorgeous highlight and bronzer duo. However, I do not agree that this should be considered fair to medium color range because I am currently, like I said, at like a light medium kind of complexion, and these are kind of light on me right now. This highlighter is way too frosty, and this bronzer is what I'm wearing today, but I wanted a really soft bronzer look, so it was suitable for that, but it's not really suited to my needs oftentimes when it comes to bronzing. And I have hit half of my goal on this. Last update I had shared with you that I did hit pan on the highlighter, but in order to roll this product out of this project, I do want to also hit pan on the bronzer. My progress is very slow with this now that we are in the summer months because I am preferring the tone of the Butter Bronzer on me right now, but I do reach for this on occasion. Today I'm wearing it in my crease. That's kind of how I've been reaching for it most often these days, but sometimes I do reach for it as a all-over bronze like today, and it'll just be a few more months for sure before I actually do hit pan on it because the progress has been very slow. Let's talk about the liquid eyeshadow I'm working on. This is the Cover FX Shimmer Veil in the shade Amethyst. You guys know I adore this formula. I love, love, love the way that the Cover FX Shimmer Veils perform. And I've had mine for a couple of years and it still works just as well now as it did, you know, 2.5 years ago when I added it to my collection. As you can see right here, it's this gorgeous, like, light fuchsia with a cool tone shift to it. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. However, I did kind of sheer it out in comparison to this swatch. So you can see it really reflects the light really well. It really brightens my eyes and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful color and beautiful effortless formula as well. There is so little product left in the middle of the tube. Like I'm really working my way through it. There's a huge window of space in here and I'm starting to struggle to get the product onto the wand because when I unscrew it, I can really only swivel it in this middle section here and that's why the window's happening. And I can kind of lift it up to the top, but I don't manage to grab much product. So if you guys have any recommendations of how I can get to that product at the end without having to take out the stopper or like keep out the stopper, let me know. I'm also working on 2 Super Shock shadows in this project. The first one is the shade Hanky Panky, which is a matte shade and it's just a cool toned mid-tone kind of brown, well a light brown actually, like a beigey brown. And I'm gonna try to get a swatch for you, but this is starting to get quite dry. I think I may have to add a little bit of oil to it to be able to use up the rest of it, but I've been reaching for it quite a lot recently because it is a really good transition kind of shade with a lot of my cool toned eyeshadows, and I find that it just helps to buff out the edges of my shadow perfectly because this is really close to my skin tone right now. So if I do like a blue or a green kind of eye look and I find that it looks really choppy, I just take this on a big blending brush and like work it into the brush and just kind of bring it over the edges, and it just helps everything look so much more smooth and not as like abrupt on my skin as well. I've been really enjoying this and I'm really happy that I decided to focus on this. I will be able to finish it up by the end of this year if it doesn't dry out on me. So I'm going to try to revive it after filming today's video. And then the other Super Shock shadow I'm working on is in the shade Lala, which is an ultra metallic. It's a gorgeous coppery kind of shade. I freaking adore it, but this is not getting dry by any means. It's just starting to get a little bit crumbly. As you can see here, the product is like in little chunks. So I am going to also not necessarily repress it, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoop it all up and bring it all to one side of the pan so that I don't have to like swirl my finger throughout the edge of the pan, but instead I can kind of just dab into like a thicker concentration of product. And I think that will help me out. I do want to also finish this up this year. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this because I am working on my Panels eyeshadows, and that I really do prioritize over any of these eyeshadows, but it's possible I may be able to finish it up. If not, I'll be super close to using it up by the end of this year. I just realized I hadn't given you a swatch of Lala, so there it is in all its glory. It's the most beautiful coppery kind of warm toned metallic shade. So, so beautiful. And this is my favorite eyeliner. This is the Annabelle Waterline Matte in the shade Mint, which is just this beautiful, cool toned minty blue kind of shade, and it is what I'm wearing today in my waterline. I feel like it just brightens up my eyes and gives so much light to my eyes. My goal with this is to use it up. I've come to realize how unattainable that is. I don't even know why I would say that I want to do that because this is my absolute favorite and I love wearing it. I don't want to force myself to wear it all the time. I would like to enjoy the process of using it and enjoy it while it's a part of my collection. So I have decided to change my goal on this item as well because this is all sharpenable pencil. There's no way I'm going to be able to finish it. So what I've decided is I'm going to actually just set myself a goal of using up until the end of the word matte right there. So right at the end of the E, that is what I'd like to be my new goal. And I think I can definitely do that by the end of this year. I may be even able to do that just before the end of the year, but I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to use this up sooner rather than later. I'm also working on this Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Almond, which is a really full coverage perfecting concealer, and I absolutely loved this on my skin. However, recently I have been using it mostly just as an eyeshadow primer because it is a touch too light and a touch too brightening for what I've been preferring recently. So I haven't really been making as significant progress on it as I was in the past, but ongoing, I will for sure be able to make more progress on it like in the cooler months of the year. So I don't want to change up my goal on this. However, my goal is to use it up. I don't think that's going to happen for me this year, but it is going to just remain as my focus concealer. I'm going to keep using it more often than other concealers from my collection, and hopefully by the end of this year I can actually get to the point where I take out the stopper. I think that's a more realistic goal to set for myself, but we're just gonna play it by ear. We're gonna see what happens in between updates, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep using it and keep reaching for it. And then the very last product that I'm currently working on is the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. This is such a good smoothing primer, and I was feeling really deterred by my progress throughout most of this project, but I've come to realize how much I have actually used from this is pretty impressive. I'm pretty happy with the amount of progress I've made. So I started down here and now I'm all the way up to here. This is an airless pump, so it works its way up. But I've used up a decent amount of product throughout this year, and I really don't have a ton left actually. So I may actually be able to finish this up this year. I'm not so sure. We will see, but my goal is to use it up, and yeah, it might be something that's actually attainable. We will see. We will see. So now that I have hit my goal on 4 additional items and I'm rolling out the Mary Lou Manizer, I am down 5 products from this project, bringing me to 12 items that I'm currently working on. It's entirely possible I'll be able to hit my goal on 2 more by my next update, and at that point it will become a rolling project 10 pan. I think the most attainable goal for the next update is going to be either to finish up Tiptoe or to hit pan on the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, although I'm not certain on either of these. So we will see. In 2 months' time, I will come back and share with you guys my progress on these 12 items. Otherwise, let me know how your year-long project pans are going down in the comment section. I'd love to chat with you there. But thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.